Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Meds powered by R.A. Williams. I am your host, Janelle. With the holiday season right around the corner, that season usually comes with a lot of lazy days, a lot of celebrations, a lot of drinks, and a lot of food. But we usually don't take into consideration what that means for our health and our waistline. Today, to share some general tips on our health and well-being is General Practitioner Dr. Mario Guthrie. Hi, Dr. Guthrie. How are you?
Hi, Janelle. How are you?
Jinx. I am good.
And thanks for having me, by the way.
Oh, that's totally okay. We love having you on set. You're no stranger to us at all.
No stranger at all. Yeah, man.
All right, so let's get into the meat of the matter. You see what I did there?
The meat. I see what you did there.
Yeah,
meat.
see what I did. I'm a little coming
Because I like to eat meat during the Christmas time.
I
So
feel
you know
like
that.
everybody loves to eat meat.
What's your favorite meat?
During Christmas.
During Christmas.
I'd say oxtail just because I don't get it often, like during the regular period.
Ditto. Oxtail all day for me.
All right, so speaking of oxtail, how can we indulge in oxtail and the curry goat without having that guilty feeling that, oh my God, I'm going to gain 2 pounds, I'm going to gain 5 pounds? Like, how can we do it guilt-free?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know if you'll be guilt-free, but there are a few things that you can definitely do. And I mean, first, moderation is always key with anything having to do with health. So basically, eat less of what you're eating, but eat it in controlled portions. So you're going to be going to a lot of parties, a lot of events, so you'll be tempted to have a lot. But first, you can control your portions, and that will help. You can also exercise more because you will burn more calories or maintain what you have already been doing. So ensure that you do at least 5 days, more than half an hour, and keep that going. And I kind of said it already, but I like to use the term cheat responsibly. We can hashtag it. So basically that means have a little and not too much.
Not too much.
Of anything that you love.
Okay, gotcha. So have a little and not too much of anything that you love.
It will go a long way.
So cheat responsibly.
Absolutely.
That's a little oxymoron going on because you don't cheat responsibly. But all right, so say I have diabetes or I suffer from high blood pressure or high cholesterol.
Right.
Can I still cheat responsibly without undoing all of the progress? Because throughout the entire year I've been good, but Christmas or the festive season comes along and I really want to take part in all of, the food, the drinks. So what can I do? What can persons suffering from these pre-existing conditions do to not undo their progress?
Let's be reasonable. We're human. We're going to indulge sometimes, right? So we don't want to tell people to not have anything because that's virtually impossible. But if you are really advanced in terms of your disease, you may really have to consider not having it depending on where you are, right?
No.
If you are not very advanced, then the key would be to remain compliant with your medication. A lot of Jamaicans don't take the medication every day because they don't want to live off of the tablet and all of these things. So ensure you take your medication as prescribed is important. And also know what your triggers are. Diabetes is more linked to sugar, hypertension is more linked to salt, and cholesterol is more linked to fats. So depending on what you have, you just have to regulate again how much you're taking. And responsible people who have these conditions, sometimes we allow them to do some regulation. If you're on insulin and you understand how to move it, you can probably up your dose a little. But again, you should do that with the guidance of your doctor.
Okay, got you. So we still can treat responsibly if we have these pre-existing conditions, but keep it in moderation.
Keep it in moderation, keep it in check, and always check in with your practitioner.
Because, I mean, we don't want to miss out on anything, especially during that time. We still want to, be a part of the little festivities.
Absolutely.
All right, so speaking of missing out, usually during that period, a lot of us usually go overseas to, look for our loved ones or our friends. So do you have any tips for anybody who might be traveling as it relates to their prescription medication?
All right, well, let's deal with where we're traveling to because say Ochi are foreign already. So we could be going as far as Ochi, we could be going to Savlamar, we could be going to the US, anyway.
Overseas, US.
But it's important because it makes a difference. Because if I'm going to Negril, then I may be able to find a pharmacy in Negril. So if you have an active prescription, take it with you. So if you run out, you can fill at that pharmacy, right? If you are on NHF, which most of us should be on, which is the National Health Fund, you can get a subsidiary which goes towards your medication. It's a subsidy, which goes towards your medication. And they like the word subsidy and not discount, right? And that means you pay less for your meds.
Right.
They allow you up to 3 months. So if you can fill your prescription for 3 months, some of the medications are next to free, then fill it and take it with you. If you're going overseas, pack your medication in your carry-on and not in your check-in. That way, if you're delayed, you miss a flight, you can have access to it.
Okay, so say for instance, I'm going overseas, but I brought my prescription with me and it ran out for some reason or the other.
Right.
Would I be able to still get my prescription filled, say at another medical facility while I'm overseas? And that's the US, guys, not OCH.
Well, the tricky thing with that, there are two different pharmacy systems. So if you are not an American citizen, it's unlikely that you'll be able to transfer that prescription into that space. But if you're able to see a doctor, they could see what you were on in Jamaica and rewrite it with the US equivalent of the medication, right? So that's probably what would happen in that setting, or just do the NHF thing, like I say, and fill it for a good 2-3 months. But you might just be going for 2 weeks and stock up.
That's true. That's, you know.
And take a little more than the 2 weeks in case, right?
All right, so final question. During the holiday period, you know, we're running around, we're buying presents, trying to get everything together, and it's usually pretty stressful. Give us some recommendations on how we can reduce stress during that time.
Well, I like to tell people to stay around friends and family, as basic and obvious as it sounds. And it can be a tricky time for people because they may have losses at the time too, which is weird.
Yeah.
So it's a family time, but it can also be a very emotional time for people. So keep those dear and near, or keep those dear to you, near to you, and keep them as your form of stress relief and just a way to kind of feel stable and grounded. I love exercising all the time because, yeah, at first it can be difficult if you don't love it, but when you really get into it as a habit, it can be really good at freeing the mind. So I like exercise being there. Try not to overspend. Budget if you can. Plan your time, schedule stuff, and take breaks. Take frequent breaks. And enjoy some of the party them responsibly.
Responsibly, of course. Teach responsibly.
Teach responsibly.
All right, Dr. Guthrie, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It has been great. It has been very entertaining, I might add, and educating.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. Thanks for joining us. And until then, go on hold our meds.